Hello everyone. I am still talking butterflies today. This card is what I made from the leftovers from a couple of other cards. Manuscript music, a plain one underneath, more manuscript music. This, I just embossed a piece of black card in an embossing folder. It was a funny scripty thing. Leftover gilding gum with Blackbird Luscious powder in on the top, and then a tiny little bit of gilding gum with Magic Sparkle over the top. Little edging of gilding wax, and that's another one used up. Now, another thing I found relegated is this memory box slatted background die. Black paper put behind. This is a 5x7 panel, but there's a dirty mark here. It's bits of red. If I start colouring with a red marker, I get a bit on my finger and it transfers so easily. A bit of glue there. So my answer to that every time is, why not use a butterfly? So I thought a few butterflies. These are some more of the Craft Addiction UK butterflies, and I thought we could have a few in, strategic places, perhaps in a sentiment, popped onto another card, and I haven't wasted my background. So what I want to do with these, I think, keep it nice and simple, add a few pearls to the centres. There's 3 different designs here. Add a few pearls to the centres, colour them gold, and use my old faithful gilding wax. This is my PBO, however you call it, Empire Gold. Get it from Amazon. So I thought what I would do is just highlight some of the little bits that can be raised on these lovely, lovely dies. So I don't want to get them. I've got some gold on my fingernails already. So what I thought I would do this time is just use a little piece of card as a shield for the bit behind, and then put a tiny bit of gilding wax on. So a couple of 2 or 3 on here. I'll get myself these little things are just eyeshadow applicators. I bought them in I think it was on Amazon, and they were an absolute host. I don't know, 50 or 60 in a bag for next to nothing. So I'll start off with a clean one, I think. Here's a clean one. Here's my gilding wax. I've dragged a bit of this up to the surface because it was getting down a bit. I'm happy to say I've had it for so long and it's still in perfect condition. So I'm just putting this piece of card underneath that little bit there that's raised, like that. And then a tiny little bit of gilding wax on my applicator and just a little touch like that. Now I'll do this one. It's a bigger one. I'm going to have to be a bit careful with this one, but just go around the edge. A bit more. Around the edge like this. And it just gives that little lift. A bit more here. I think I need a pokey tool just to raise this one. There we go. My friend who I went out to lunch with yesterday, we went out to celebrate one of the birthdays. It was actually from January, but we finally got there. Went to the art gallery yesterday and to the Ivy for lunch in Chichester. Well, she's coming round today to pick up her card that I made the other day for the golf lady, for the golf captain who was just retiring from a year of service at the golf club. But she wants me to do something with the rosettes. They're going to wear rosettes. It's going to be like the dog show part of the country fair. I'm going to have to use my pokey tool to raise this little bit as well. Just enough to get the piece of card behind so that I can just add a tiny touch of the gilding wax. If you look at the 2 halves, can you see what a difference that's made? It's just I think it's wonderful. Let's do this side. We'll start again. We'll start at the bottom this time. Again, you may just need to use a pokey tool or something just to raise the card up sufficiently to get the shield piece of card behind, and then just add a tiny bit of gold. Absolutely love it. It may seem a bit expensive, you know, your outlay for this gilding wax, but it lasts and lasts and lasts. And people who know me know how much I use. I use it such a lot, and yet, you know, you need such a little bit at a time. Let's get this bit up. I think I'm going to do the edges of these as well, you know, around here as well. So I will carry on, and I will do this to all 3 of the butterflies, and then I'll be back to pop them onto the card, and do just a little bit this time around the edge, just a touch. If you get gilding wax onto your on the surface or on your fingers or anything else, a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and it'll come right off. Right, let's just do the feelers, the antennae. Okay, isn't that pretty? Look how that's like. I mean, it's a different design, but look how it's livened up. Isn't that fabulous? Now get some pearls. You may have seen me do this the other day, but all I do is get one of my markers, gold markers. You can get these lots of different makes, but I like to have one with a round tip, a round nib, because that means I can surround the pearl and not get any on the surface below. I like to stick them on the project first, as I mentioned the other day, because I'll show you how I do it and then you'll see the reason why. I can't find my favourite tweezers. I don't know what on earth I've done with them. So, do I want slightly larger ones than these? Let me just see. No, I think they'll be fine. Okay, what I do is transfer like this, and I press with my thumb like that, with my finger rather, like that. So if I've just coloured them with a marker like this, and I press down with my finger, I take some of that gold off. So if I do them on the project itself, I can just go round and round like this. You don't really need to go right down to the paper, and you get the colour on and you don't wipe it off. So there we are, 3 dear little pearls, and we'll make them gold like the rest of the decoration. Here we go. So I'll carry on and finish those 3, then I'll be back to put them on the card. Well, I've coloured my 3 butterflies with the gilding wax, just the tips of the little bits that can be raised. I have cut out the word friend. I've cut the shadow from that piece. Here's the word friend to go on top, and I'm going to colour this with gilding wax as well. So let's just daub it over. I don't know if I've tried doing this before, putting gilding wax onto a sentiment, but no reason why we shouldn't do it, really. However, I think I may have to wait a little while because it's kind of oily. It does take a little while to just kind of set. If I start messing about with this now to glue it, I'm going to get, you know, gilding wax everywhere. If I turn it over to put glue on the back, some of that gilding wax will come off. So I'm going to just leave it for a while, just for that gilding wax to set. Let's just make sure it's nice and smooth. It's a lovely effect, isn't it? It's lovely, soft, satiny gold. Just make it nice and smooth. There we go. I think you'll agree that's going to look really rather splendid on there. So I need to use a 5x7 card beneath it, but the dirty mark there is going to go. The one there is going to be covered. This one's going to be covered too. And I think what I'll do to mount the butterflies is to put just a little foam tape behind each wing, and it'll just keep them ever so slightly raised. Actually, I might use a foam square instead of having to cut off foam tape. I'll just use a square. I've got loads of this. Is sticks to as well. This is sticks to anything, as are the little squares. So let's use these instead. I think this is going to be rather quicker than having to cut foam tape all the time. So take one off, pop it on that side. When I stick it down, I'm going to put some glue down the centre so that it goes like this. But that little bit of foam tape or square is going to keep it raised away from the surface. Let's put on the other side. And these. I'm not putting backing ones on this time, I don't think. The die set comes with plain butterflies and the patterned ones, so I don't think I'm going to put the backing on this time. Can you see the little dirty marks? So we'll get rid of those. We won't get rid of them. We'll just pretend they're not there. We'll cover them up. Okay. There, that covers that one nicely. There. And this one goes up the other, just there where I can see some glistening glue. I don't know what kind of glue it was, I'm afraid. Here we go. Just pushing so that those little filigree goldy bits are going to stand out. About there. Just straighten those pearls up. Okay, that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And I'll just show you what it's going to look like on. That is going to go there. I'll pop it onto a card base and we will be done. So, very quick today. As I say, my friend is coming around for me to help her with these rosettes, whatever it is she wants. But there's 2 cards, again, using the butterflies from Craft Addiction UK. I just think they're magical. I've got another idea for these butterflies, actually, but that's going to come later. So thank you for joining me today. Just please, if you could just check your subscription. People have said to me they've been noticing that for some obscure reason, YouTube has decided to unsubscribe them to my channel. So if you could just check that, it would be great. And if you haven't subscribed, it's free. Please do. It would be wonderful. And if you give a thumbs up, even better. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you very soon.